Boom. And hello. Everyone say a nice big hello.
Hi!
Hello, greetings, welcomes, live long and prosper, and with this, welcome to the Geek Battle Show here on the Extreme Improv Extremes YouTube channel. It is time to get freaky, it's time to get geeky. It is Wednesday, I am tired, and the only thing I can do to relax is to talk about geeky nonsense. We've lost Jimmy Mack again. Oh, he's back. Oh. Right, so, just before the start of the show, we did lose Jimmy Mack, and we have a replicant invader, at least Jimmy Mack. One of us is the thing, we're not quite sure who. We will figure it out on this show, where we will be playing some geek-flavoured games. We will be indulging in some nerd-tinted chat, and we will be doing some other things. On the show tonight, Dave, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people, I'm Dave, I'm from Paris, France, and my geek fact, it comes from Weapons of Marvel. So in the MCU, they've recently put out Gore and the Necro Sword. In the comics, the Necro Sword was created by Null, the god of the symbiotes, and the Necro Sword itself is a symbiote called All Black. It was created from the blood of a Celestial.
That certainly constitutes a fact. Thank you very much for that, Dave. We'll get back to you about if we're going to give you a point or not. Someone who is going to get straight to the point is Marty. Say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I am Marty, and my geek fact for today is, did you know that a live-action She-Hulk, I believe it was going to be a movie, they attempted to do one, I believe, back in the 90s with Brigitte Nielsen as the She-Hulk. But they were unable to, from what I understand, they were unable to get the money to do it. But there are pictures of Brigitte Nielsen as dressed up as She-Hulk out there on the internet. Take a look. If that's what she was going to look like, then it was going to be horrible. But I mean, who knows? It may have been cheese-tastic. We don't know.
It looks awful. Look, that's it. There we go.
Yeah. Look at
like she is barely green. Look, here we go. This, like, honestly, just because like it's slightly blurry from my phone, it doesn't even look like she's green except for her lipstick.
True.
That's not good. She looks like she's from like Mortal Kombat, the video game. Wow. I don't know. Like, I'd like to see that version. I'm sure at the beginning of this, I thought you were going to say it was a porn parody, but who knows?
Well, I'm sure there's many of those, probably.
I have a fact about that.
Oh, hang on one second. Let's just look this up. No.
Oh, God.
Right, so, Marty, since you've led us down into the depths of porn already, I'm going to give you a bonus point. Capel Dave, say hello to the people and give us a random geek fact.
Hail, my Geektonians, from the land of leopards, crocodiles, and elephants, and memes that I have seen. Well, because with the talk of porn, I have to say that China, the WWE superstar, was actually in line to play She-Hulk, but instead she never became a successful actress, but she did become a famous porn star. So she portrayed She-Hulk in a porno, and it was widely accepted, and it's very popular.
Oh, Cap. I don't even know what to do with that. Right, was that...
You have something to look at tonight.
No, it's weird. She passed away. This is just getting weird. She died. Right. On that note, the show is dying. Jimmy Mack, say hello to the people.
Or I can give you a weapon.
No, Cap. You have lost your rights after that. Right. Jimmy Mack, say hello to the people.
Hey everybody, I'm Jimmy Mack, and I could talk about China for hours, but let's not. I have a stupid geek fact that will garner me no points. In the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, in the opening scene, we all remember that there's a bottle of chili sauce that gets knocked down into Roger Rabbit's mouth. Now, this animation was done in England, so they spelled chili in the incorrect English way with two L's. and so they had to go back at the last minute at great expense to spell chili in the correct American spelling,
Which is
Chili.
what? No,
What?
it needs
No.
two
Come
L's.
on.
How do British people spell it?
Two L's.
Chilla.
Well, that's what the British people thought, but it had to get
I.
corrected.
I just misspelled
But
it.
here's the thing, Jimmy.
Chilla, yeah.
Here's the thing. Even in France, it's two L's. In France, it's two L's as well.
Yeah.
So we got it wrong as well.
Well, now I know who to blame.
Okay, Capelthave, how do you spell chili?
I think for us, it's one, probably. Let me check. Yeah. Wait. There's two chili. I'm sorry, I'm just speaking with the code. I think we're going by the British English. I think it will be double out, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nope.
You've been outvoted, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy Mac, it's double L.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. The British ruled us, not the Americans.
The British ruled us for way too long.
Okay, so say you're cold. How do you spell chili then?
Chilly.
What was that? LL.
L.
Like in the song "Chilling Down" from Labyrinth, Danny John Jules performed in that number. Geek Point.
Geek point. I do agree. You brought Red Dwarf into the mix. So.
LL, ladies love chili.
Well, there you go. So anyway, on this note, Marty, you brought up something interesting before the start of the show.
Yeah.
Do you want to enlighten us?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to a few cons in my day, and as an artist myself, I noticed this. There's a lot of people who get booths and sell merchandise and things like that, and they're selling either original art, prints, T-shirts, what have you, of unlicensed characters, like characters that they do not have the right to. I mean, they can draw it all day long. There's nothing wrong with that, but they don't have the right to sell it.
Right.
Because that's an intellectual property owned by, whoever, Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, whoever it is. And I am always curious as to how they get away with that. Now, I've heard that it's because the Comic-Cons don't police it, and they don't care. And I guess the people who own the intellectual properties, I guess they just can't have enough people out there patrolling or whatever it would take to deal with that. But I just wondered because I don't like it personally. I've had people ask me to do hey, I want to get you to do a commission of this, can you draw this character? And I'm like, no, I will not do that because that character doesn't belong to me, and it's not right for me to make money on that character.
Mm.
But then there's other people that do it all the time, and of course that's where the money is. To be honest with you, that's where people are making the big bucks. Is drawing and selling stuff with characters that should be licensed. So anyway,
no, I think that's it's a really good point. I've seen tons of it as well. People doing things they're not licensed by Marvel or video games or wrestling or movies, stuff like that, and you see it on T-shirts. And years ago, you used to see the bootleg T-shirts and stuff like this, and you think they're printed in China, and they've got the slightly wrong name and stuff like this. But now you see it at Comic Cons, you see it Etsy is filled with it, and eBay is filled with it. And whilst someone else picks up this point, if anyone wants to add to it, I'll try and find someone. There's someone, if I can find them on Twitter, they're incredibly talented, but as far as I can understand, there's no way that they're doing things that are licensed. So 1 second. Rogues Gallery. Let's see if I can...
I've seen the weird, most of the things I see is for snacks mascots. I've seen a couple of versions of Mario's and a couple of versions of Pringles, but it's not named that way. It's a local thing that they're doing it. But what they would do, they would add on something. So the reason when I've seen is it's Mario, but they added a furry ear to his, art. So technically it's not Mario anymore, but the whole other thing is Mario. And it is branded in our language, so you can't actually understand it. But anyone who looks at that is going to go, oh, that's Mario. He's licensing the snack.
Yeah. Now, I found the thing I was going to mention about. I'm going to give this guy a shout out. I don't know this person at all. Because the work he does is fantastic. I'll show it on my screen. At some point, I'll have to work out how I can literally beam it high quality onto the screen. But on Twitter, he's Hal Haney Art. HalHaneyArt. So shout out to him. And I've seen these across like a year. And he does what's like, he always calls them like rogues gallery. So it'll have like a famous character or even a real person or something. And then like a gallery of them facing their enemies. And the artwork is incredible. So there's like his Batman rogues gallery. See if we can get it in focus.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, so there's Batman. You can't see Batman's face. I've got to stay out the shot so you can see it. But then you see like the Penguin and Catwoman and stuff like this. And then like the Joker at the top, and he's got tons of these that he's done, and in my opinion, and I might be wrong, but it's like I don't believe any of them, because he's got the license seemingly to everything. So look, that's all different DC characters, and he's got these different things, and I don't know, like if he's not hired by one of the big comic book companies, he should be.
And also, David, you're always worried about like showing little clips from anything, right? Because there's copyright strike. But the thing is, I mostly see with YouTubers is that they would often have like clips of videos. I've seen just channels dedicated to just doing clips and not adding anything at all. And I'm still wondering, like, how are they getting away with it?
Well, I'll tell you the thing. I can add to that one thing. But look, here's the thing: Michael Jordan. So this isn't like DC. It's not anything. It's like all of those basketball players. Each one of them is a separate license that you need. But like the artwork's so good, I get it. That's the case. But like the YouTube channel thing, and I've said this before. We did like a dubbed over version of Night of the Living Dead, which is like completely in the public domain, and that was fine. And then I did the next one, which was It's a Wonderful Life, and that got a strike on my channel. Not that long ago, I had like a different channel, and I was like, well, I just want to like curate some like public domain things that I want to be able to share, put it on Extreme.tv and that. And I shared Night of the Living Dead, and it was copyright struck, and the channel taken down in one fell swoop. And what I worked out, and actually, Dave, I kind of blame you here, and you'll see where I'm going with this, David Meakin. There is someone called James Meakin, which I believe is an alias of yours, and they're the person, they have on their Spotify, like they've got like 2 clips, about 40 minutes each, which is just the complete soundtrack to Night of the Living Dead. So you could listen to it like an audio thing. And it came up that the copyright claim was by this person of something that's in the public domain. So when I saw James Meakin, I was just like, this is definitely a relative or an alias of yours. So I blame you, Dave.
It's got nothing to do with me. It has absolutely nothing to do with me.
Fair enough. Marty?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I am not angry about it at all.
I am. That was my channel.
Well, that's good. What I was going to say is I've actually, what I am is I'm super curious about it. And I have actually reached out to artists online asking, how are you able to pull this off? And I'm either greeted with crickets or they come at me defensively immediately. Yeah. And when I'm not, I always come back going, no, I'm not attacking you. I really seriously want to know, how are you getting away with this? And then then crickets.
That's interesting.
So I have never gotten a straight answer from anybody that I've reached out to get an answer.
What I can say on that, Marty, is that unrelated point, I think it was talking about like wrestling or something 2 years ago. Someone, I said something which wasn't meant to be controversial, but it being Twitter, someone like came at me or whatever, saying about that's not right, that's not legal, and this high and mighty like stance they were taking of whatever the issue was. And then when I went onto their profile, they'd got an Etsy store where they were selling like clay that they'd done, like baked in the oven, whatever that kind, Fimo or whatever, of like of Super Mario and stuff like that. And so I was just like, I wrote straight back, it's like, hang on, I'm just talking about something that was on this TV show or something like this. And then you're genuinely selling things where you're the criminal here. And he was like, oh yes, I guess my little Etsy store. It's like, but it's still a crime. It's like, it doesn't matter how big the crime is. You're the one actually committing a crime. But yeah, I have got no idea. One other thing I can say on it is, like, years and years ago, I designed some fonts. And just for fun, like, I made some that were pictures, and they'd got the like the Tomb Raider characters, or like the character Lara Croft and stuff like that. The company that creates Tomb Raider wrote to me with a cease and desist, and I was like, "It's fan art. It's like, it was fan art. I wasn't selling it." But they were like, "You know, we think you're monetizing it," and I wasn't. And so, like, you see tons of fan art. I wasn't selling it, but I still had Edios or whatever they were called write to me to say a takedown thing. Cap.
Yeah.
For me, I can only speak on the YouTube front, is that I'm able to use many clips from cartoons and stuff, adding that into my YouTube videos. Usually I get fly guys there. Usually the American stuff is easy. If I do anything anime, that even if the audio isn't there, the pictures will they completely block it. But weird thing happened to me when I did a SWAT Teach talk about Scooby-Doo with Danny George. I had Scooby-Doo multiple themes playing in the middle screen where it's like a podcast thing, so I put a little box where I would play some video clips. When I was speaking about a certain scene in the movie Monster of Mexico of Scooby-Doo animated films, I add some clips of that in, and immediately when I uploaded the video, there's like, no, cut this thing out, or this video will not view.
Wow.
All the other clips, no worries, except for that Scooby-Doo movie, which I don't know why, specifically about that movie clip, which still bugs me.
What, was there music in it?
No, that's why I tried. There was me talking. There was no music in it. It's Danny George and I was talking. There was no music about Scooby-Doo. It was just random clips with no linear anything happening. But all the other clips are fine, except for the clips of Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico, from clips from that movie. They were like, no, these parts shouldn't be in here, otherwise we can't publish the video.
And what were you talking about it, like critiquing it and stuff like this, discussing it?
Yeah, we were just.
So that's fair use. That's fair usage.
It's fair use, but yeah. I don't know why I got a strike. I had to remove that huge chunk of it, the main talking about that movie chunk of it, so I can add the whole video in, because it's a 1-hour movie.
Wow. Jimmy Mac, a minute ago you got a paw raised.
Yeah, a paw raised from Scooby-Doo, Monster of Mexico. I don't want to get this taken down. Sorry. So one of my buddies goes down to Comic-Con every year, and one of the years he went down there, he had, he's a writer. He had an artist buddy, and so he had written up an issue, fan-made and not for monetary use, of a popular comic book. His buddy drew it all up. It was all very professionally done. I at first I thought, well, you're ripping off someone's IP. But no, he was just, he wasn't selling it for money. He was just using it as a calling card. What do we do with that?
Yeah. Anyone else? What's the thoughts on that? Using something as a
using it as a calling card for his page or website or anything like that? Or what was he using it for?
For just his writing. Like potentially to become a writer for this comic book.
Oh well, people do that all the time. People write story. I mean, they'll draw a page or 2 or 3 or however many of characters that exist, and they use those. They carry them around to people. I don't know how much that's done nowadays, but probably more than I know about. But carry them around and show them to potential publishers, saying, "Okay, I'm a comic book artist. I'd love to work for your company," and that seems to be covered under fair use because they're not trying to sell it; they're trying to get a job based on it.
Yeah,
it's almost like a tryout.
Okay.
like I guess that.
Oh, I'm sorry. They actually used to publish a book of penciled Marvel art that you could ink yourself and then send it in,
Wow.
and they would critique it, or they, I guess if it was super good, they'd give you a job. I don't know, but that was actually out on the market. I actually thought about getting it at one point, but I never did.
Yeah,
There were auditioning tracers.
So
What's
again,
that?
They were auditioning tracers, people who could trace over the lines really well.
Yes, they were auditioning tracers.
there are probably lots of times, like, and perhaps others can think of examples of this, where people have made like fan fiction or fan art or something, and have got the attention or have ended up being put in charge of creating the next thing. And I'm trying to think what it of like some examples. One of the only ones I can think of, and we may have mentioned it at some point on the show in the past, was that there was like a short film, and it may have even had an actress who was in Star Trek: The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was based on Mortal Kombat, where it was like really realistic, and it was almost like a gritty cop drama thing where they were like, oh, we're looking for these criminals who are like fighting in the underworld or something. And I'll try to find the short. I don't think it'll take me too long to find it, and I'll show it with you guys. But from it, I think the person who made this proof of concept thing, actually, it got the attention of them, which led to there being like a Mortal Kombat series or something like that, which I don't think it was the same person involved, but I think it kind of spearheaded why they ended up making that new Mortal Kombat film like a year ago or something. So sometimes doing these things can actually lead to things actually happening.
Yeah, you wonder about that because years ago, I'm sure some of you have seen it, if not all of you, that Batman Dead End, where he's fighting the aliens and the predators. And I mean, I thought that was super well done, and I was like, this guy's going to get a major motion picture out of this, but I don't think he ever did.
I'm going to fact check. Well, not fact check. I'm going to look up to see if that guy ever did anything. Just whilst you continue, guys. What was it called? Batman Dead End.
Yeah, I think the guy's name is Sandy Cholera or something like that.
Yeah, I've got it here.
Have you guys seen these movies that have been being made recently where there's Wolverine, live action Wolverine?
I haven't.
He's fighting Wonder Woman, and he's fighting a Predator.
Yeah, I've seen that. They're a channel like Death Battle. They would pit characters against each other.
Superpower Beatdown.
Yeah, they're pretty well done.
Yeah, I think they're awesome. I think my favourite of those would have to be Gandalf fighting Darth Vader.
What's this on?
Wow!
Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but Gandalf would be dead.
Oh no, there was Batman with Darth Vader as well.
Then that's the double dead. Gandalf has nearest count.
Okay, just looked up. This guy, according to his Wikipedia page, born 1968, best known for Batman Dead End. That was made in 2003, which is crazy to me.
I remember seeing that.
Right, but since then, he's done like a couple of other things. 2004, 2010, that's got a page about it. You can see what that is. Then something in 2017, 2018. He's got a website, which doesn't exist anymore. It's just like a gambling thing, as you can see. But Hunter Prey, it looks like a rip-off of Predator, actually. But I'm sure independent science fiction film. Yeah. So, yeah, he didn't really go on to anything, it would seem.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That is a shame.
Weren't those Mortal Kombat... there were those Mortal Kombat YouTube videos. Weren't those, like, fairly fan-made?
Sorry?
The Mortal Kombat, like, YouTube videos. What were those called?
I can't remember. But there was one where it was like, it got an actress who was well known from like Star Trek or something playing Sonya Blade, and then I think there was only one made, and then it led to perhaps even if it was a YouTube series. But they got the official blessing to do it. So that might be the same thing.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up, but I'm lazy.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Right.
We'll have to remember, I don't think Jimmy was being serious a minute ago, but we could save this for another time. Talking about whether you think inkers on comic books are actually artists or are they just tracing.
Oh, dude, I was just referencing Kevin Smith in.
I know.
Well, okay, Marty, give us your expert opinion. If people are just doing a colouring book, are they artists?
Doing a colouring book?
Well, if they're inking it right, or tracing, and perhaps someone else will colour it in right.
Yeah, most times, yeah.
Yeah. So, is the person who does like the inking or the colouring in, I suppose, are they an artist?
What is inking? You guys saying like colouring it, right? What you're saying is colouring the thing, right?
The inking is doing the outline.
We're talking about back in the old days when, nowadays so many people do it digitally. It's probably way different. But back in the old days when the artist, in order to save time and put out more product per month, an artist would draw a book in pencil, and then he would hand the page over to someone else, and they would ink over it. And if you want a prime example of how an artist's work can look based on different inkers, go back and look at the original Fantastic Four run when Joe Sinnott inked Jack Kirby's pencils versus when Jack Kirby did Thor and Vince Colletta inked his pencils. Most people in the comics industry and fans hate Vince Colletta because any artist that he inked, he made their art look so wimpy and bad that it was awful. And so there are inkers that can make it let's say for instance, back when the X-Men, when John Byrne took over on the X-Men, John Byrne is a great artist and he actually inks himself very well. But they put an inker on him named Terry Austin, and that art just pops. It sparkles. It's so good. That's part of the reason why that book was so popular, because of that team.
I'm a bit confused by this. So they literally draw it by the pencil, and then the other guy's just like inking it over the outline, right?
Yeah.
How will that change the art?
Inkers have distinctive styles.
But their job is just to ink the outline, right? What more can you do just with that?
Well, you'll be surprised actually. Let's see if I can. I've got a comic book here. I'll see if I can do something to show you.
Well, it's like if I drew something in pencil and sent it to David, and he inked it, and if he drew something in pencil and sent it to me and inked it, it would or if we say I pencil something or two drawings that were kind of identical. I inked one and I sent another one to David to ink. They would not look the same. No.
Or so if we both had the same thing that we started off with, a copy that someone had drawn, then each of us would have a different outcome. So it probably won't be again. I need to find a way to show this on the screen. But just the lines on the dark lines around the edges of things. Sometimes they start off thick and tail off. Sometimes things break up a little bit. Someone else might do something that's like a consistent thickness all the way around, and then it will give it a very cel-shaded kind of look like you'd see on certain video games or things. Other people are a lot more subtle, and it just that's what the inking part of it is.
Wow.
But okay,
if you back when Frank Miller became popular, doing Daredevil, and then they let him do Dark Knight. Klaus Janson was inking his work, and Klaus Janson is known for a very dark, noir, brooding type thing. So the reason Dark Knight and the Daredevil series looks the way it does is not. It does have a lot to do with Frank Miller's art, because his art is also very bold and kind of simplistic. But Klaus Janson employed his style over that and created this noirish darkness that really worked for those series.
Yeah. Like, again, for example, on this, it's got, like, the credits down here. And for this one comic book, it's got the writer credited, it's got the artist credited, then it's got colours credited, and then it's got, it says letters, but it says, and comic craft. I don't know what that is. That might be, because that's, like, listed with the person. But, so there's,
Comic
like...
Craft.
Yeah, go on.
Comic Craft is a lettering / digital effects for comics company.
So, interesting on that one, it just says artwork. So, it suggests that the same person perhaps drew it as inked it, because it doesn't have a separate thing. But
I think a lot of people do their own work nowadays because everything's done digitally.
Yeah. What I was going to say is that I think this is a similar process that people probably with comic books wouldn't really consider. You just think, oh, someone drew this comic book, they wrote it, they drew the characters, they put the speech bubbles and planned what they were going to write. But it's going to be a similar process to if you make a movie or a TV show, because when you think about and the Oscar for Best Director, and you think, well, the director set up this whole thing, but it's like the director will direct the actors and they'll have a say in some of the shots, but then you have the director of photography who is the lighting director who does so much to change the visual look of the show or the film. And then after all that's happened, then you have an editor, and so much of the editing process is what makes the film. And so when you hear, the best director, it's like, well, they'd have had an input on everything, and they're sort of, even then, like, the producer has an input often, sometimes to the detriment of things, over things, but these things are a lot more collaborative, and it's just like if you get, like, a director, it's like, oh, that was such a good director on this, and then the next film sucks. It might be, well, did they have the same editor? Did they have the same producer? Did they have the same director of photography? And these things are a lot more collaborative than what people often realise, I think.
I think it's more easy to notice in movies.
What's that, Cap?
I think it's easy to notice in movies, like comic books. Like the reason is, it took me a while to understand that artist's not the one who's actually writing the story. They just spit out comic writers, and did Frank Miller write and draw as well, Marty, or was just did the drawing or the writing?
Yeah, no, he wrote. He also wrote.
But there are lots of comics that are they're just the artists, but they're credited as the creator, so you assume that they're the writers as well, right?
Yeah, well, back in the day when Marvel first started, they would create comics in a way. It was called the Marvel way, and what they would do is the artist and the writer, let's say Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, would sit down and they would talk about, okay, this is what's going to happen this issue, blah 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 blah. Jack Kirby would go and draw the comic by himself. Then he would give the pages to Stan Lee, and Stan Lee would create. I mean, they knew the basic story, but they had not written a script. And Stan Lee would then create dialogue and stuff to go along with it, and superimpose it over what Jack Kirby had already drawn. So there's a lot of controversy about who is really the father of Marvel Comics. Is it Stan Lee, or does Jack Kirby also get just as much credit as Stan Lee?
I think it's like the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where there's like a cocktail of sperm, and they're all the father, basically. And so that's why some of it you get the Arnolds, and then other ones you get the Danny DeVitos.
True.
It's a cocktail of sperm, basically.
Yeah. This is an extra nerdy episode of Geek Battle today.
Sometimes you get a bill finger where you don't want it.
You get a finger where?
Sometimes you get a bill finger where you don't want it.
Well, there you go. I hate when that happens.
Nice
right.
Fun.
So, anyway, on this note, let's play a game. I see here, why do I get the feeling I'll get 0 points so I'm no longer Geek of the Week, Dave said earlier. I'll share that to the audience. There is no plan. There is no plan in place, but we'll see what we can do. and let's have a quick battle. So, in fact, no, let's not. Let's do the guessing game thing, just because depending how long this takes, we can do other games afterwards. So, let's roll a dice, and let's bring up the suggestion app straight away. So the way this works.
Did you put up the book and the series of the last Geek Battle online, or did you forget to do it?
I forgot to do that. I don't even remember what they are. I definitely wrote it down. I wrote it down, Cap. I wrote it down. Right. If I've got the answer, I'll check in a second. If I have got the answer, I'll reveal it, because obviously time goes on and so on and so forth.
Every time I sleep at night, I stay awake pondering those.
Oh, okay. So there was a video game that wasn't guessed.
Yeah.
It was Dino Crisis. It was Dino Crisis.
Oh.
There you go, Marty. Obvious, blatantly, right?
I've
And
never heard of it.
the TV show that you didn't get was Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
How about that? Yeah. Okay, so on that note, Dave, since you have the concern that you'll get, is live transcription supposed to be on? So I'm just reading like our private chat now. I shouldn't be doing that. I don't know. I saw. Okay, who's at the top of the screen? Audience. It says a participant has enabled closed captioning. It wasn't me. This is like Revenge of the Werewolf. All right, I was going to say it's a mystery.
That was me. I was fiddling around with the box.
No, it's I don't mind this. I don't mind this. Right. So.
Are you having trouble understanding what we're saying?
No, but James Meakin does.
Yeah, James Meakin. Damn you, James Meakin. Right, so Dave, what would you like to guess this week? A TV show, video game, movie, or a book?
I'm going to go for a movie.
Okay.
Please.
Right, you're going to have 1 minute to ask me as many yes-no questions as you can. And here you go.
Right. Is it the movie from the 90s?
No.
Is it from the 2000s?
No.
Is it from the 80s?
No.
70s?
Yes.
70s. Is it a horror movie?
No.
Science fiction?
Yes.
Science fiction 70s. Crikey. Is there time travel?
No.
Is it, does it take place mostly in space?
Yes.
Narrowed it down. Okay. Is there a lead character?
Yeah.
Is the character female?
No.
Male?
Yes.
Okay. Is the male lead played by a famous actor?
Yes. 5 seconds.
Is it Marty?
No, and that is time. That is time. Marty, I will hand over to you, though. And here you go.
Does it involve spaceships?
Yes.
Are there robots in it?
Yes.
Is it a Star Wars movie?
Yes.
No!
Is it Star Wars? Is it Star Wars?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is Star Wars. It is Star Wars.
I was like, why Dave is not going to
Dave, yeah, well done, Marty. But Dave, literally, you didn't guess a single film in the whole minute. you did excellent narrowing down. Excellent narrowing down. And that's why I was like, normally I wouldn't say, oh, you got 5 seconds left. But I was like, you haven't guessed a single film.
I thought he got it.
Yeah, 1970s. Is it mostly set in space? But these things happen. These things happen.
You can all go to hell.
Okay, I'm going to mix up the ordering just because otherwise we'll be straight back with Marty. So, Capelthave, what would you like to guess?
TV series killed me last week, so I'll just go with the movie.
Okay. Ooh, I'm fairly sure I know the year of this, but either way. Right,
no.
Cap, here you go.
Is it a movie from the 60s?
No.
The 70s?
No.
80s?
No.
90s?
No.
2000s?
No.
2000 to after 2010?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a superhero movie?
Yes.
Is it DC?
Yes.
Is it the members of the Justice League?
Members of the Justice League? Yes.
Is it Superman?
No.
Is it Batman?
Yes.
Is it Batman vs Superman?
No.
It's Batman. Is it The Dark Knight Returns?
No.
Is it a Christian Bale Batman or Ben Affleck? Is it Christian Bale Batman?
Yes.
Is it is The Dark Knight?
No.
Christian Bale. Batman Begins?
No.
Early 2000s. Christian Bale.
And that is time. That is time. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna hand things over to Jimmy Mac. Jimmy Mac, here you go.
What happens when we start the fire?
Oh, it has to be a yes or no.
The Dark Knight Rises.
And there you go. The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises. Not Returns. Oh wow. This is a shocking round of this.
Captain Fev and I will be handing in our geek badges at the end of the show.
These things happen. These things happen. Right. Wow. If we get through these quick, I might even have a go at this. Right. So, Jimmy. Now I'm going to go back to Marty to start one. Marty, what would you like?
Well, I'll take a TV show.
TV show. Oh, I don't know enough about that one, but it may have been good otherwise. Let's see. Grab something which I can definitely answer on. Okay, let's go for it. Right, so, Marty, here you go.
Is this a science fiction show?
No, not really.
Is it horror?
No.
Is it fantasy?
No, not really.
How about, does it involve police?
Yes.
Okay. Is it from 2000 to 2010?
I don't think so. If it is, it's only just. I think it's after, just to clarify that.
Okay. Does it involve time travel?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Is there anything unusual about this show at all?
Yes.
Do people? Is it superhero?
Yes.
Is it? Wow.
That is time. That is
Oh
time.
no, it is not.
Right. Cap, handing over to you. Here you go.
Is it What If?
No.
Is it a Marvel superhero show?
No.
Is it DC superhero
Yes.
show? Is it animation?
No.
Is it Legends of Tomorrow?
No.
Is it from the Arrowverse?
No.
Is it Constantine?
No.
Is it what other show is it? Does it involve a member from the Justice League?
Yes.
Is it a famous one?
Yes.
Is it the Flash?
No.
I know what it is.
Damn. Is this superhero have any powers?
No.
He has no powers. Is it Titan?
No.
Come on, Cap.
Is it Jupiter?
No.
Is it Superman?
No.
Is it who else is
And that is time. That is time. Jimmy Mac, handing over to you. Go.
I have no idea. Is it R.I.P.D.?
No.
Is it is it from Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad?
Yeah, that girl who
No,
you know,
no, it's not Jessica Jones.
Okay. Yeah, I got no idea then. Police and superheroes. Is it She-Hulk?
No.
Is She-Hulk in the Justice League?
No.
She's pretty cool though, right?
You're wearing a Captain America shirt. How do you not know this?
Does it involve Captain America?
No.
It's DC. It's DC.
Captain America. Oh no, he's Marvel. Are there any good Simpsons references about it?
Any good what? I don't know. Probably not. The Simpsons have been bad since this show was made.
Nah, it was good.
And that is time. Okay, Dave, handing over to you. Go.
Does it involve the Bat family?
Yes.
Is it Gotham?
Yes! There it is. It is Gotham. Right, well done, Dave. Well done.
Bat family.
Yeah. I was like, he's got it on the shirt the whole time.
It's on the shirt.
Batman, you are plaguing me throughout this.
Okay, is there anyone that hasn't started? Okay, Jimmy Mac, what would you like?
I'm feeling crazy. Let's go for a book.
Oh, man. Right, okay, I'm just going to have to... No, this is good. I always like when we get a book. Right, so I just need to look it up to get some of the facts about it.
You are crazy.
Right, give me, like, 10 seconds just to go over the plot summary, because you're going to ask me questions about it.
So during this 10 seconds,
Okay,
how
fine.
it House of the Dragons people.
It was then that David realised that he missed his place in the book and we had to start it all over again.
Right, okay,
Have you
hang
guys
on.
watching House of the Dragons?
No.
I watched the first few.
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Okay. Oh yeah, we haven't reacted to anything we've seen this week. We've spoken about copyright issues and whether what is inking. Right. Okay. We'll react to that in a minute. We'll get to this in a
It's a
second.
thing the squid does.
Squid.
Yeah, you know, the ink.
Ah. Right. So, Jimmy Mac, you will have 1 minute, and here you go.
Is it before 1980?
Yes.
Oh, is it Jules Verne?
No.
Is it sci-fi?
No.
Is it fantasy?
No.
What is it then?
Yeah, tell us, please.
Is it horror?
Sorry.
Is it horror?
No.
Is it a children's book?
Yes. They always are for some reason. Sorry.
Is it C.S. Lewis?
No.
Is it that guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland?
No.
Is it Alice in Wonderland?
No.
Okay. Is it that guy who wrote Willy Wonka?
No.
Does it involve Chocolate Factory?
No.
Does it involve Great Glass Elevators?
No. And that is time. That is time. Right, Dave, handing over to you. Go.
Right, children's book, yes?
Yes.
Has it been adapted into a film?
Yes.
Has this film been made by Disney?
I don't think so. I might be wrong.
Okay. Okay, crikey. What else do we know about a children's book? That's the film. Wait, Jimmy, what year did he say? What did he say?
He did.
Oh, what? Is it? Oh, crikey! Thanks.
I think 80s or something. Is it before 80s? I think.
Is it before the 80s?
Yes.
Right. Is it after the 50s?
No.
So long.
Oh, okay. Is it from the 60s?
No. That would be after the 50s, Dave.
Oh, crikey! I'm shitting and writing. I hate books. Is it the Bible?
Oh, that is time. That is time. But I should say something. Every time we get a book so far, well, not every time. Gulliver's Travels technically wasn't a children's book. But they usually end up children's book, which just tells me the level of books I've heard of. Only ones that go back to when I was a child. Right, so, Marty, here you go.
Is it The Wizard of Oz?
No.
Is it a book in The Wizard of Oz?
No. No, it's not from the series.
Okay. Gosh, children's books from before the 50s. That's hard to me, anyway. Is it The Little House on the Prairie book?
No.
Is it a British
Yes.
series?
Yes.
Is it a series?
Yeah, maybe. Not really, no.
No. Is it Mary Poppins?
No.
Is it? I don't know. Anne of Green Gables.
I don't know what that means, so no.
British children's book.
And that is
it-
time. I know. Imagine who British would ever write a children's book. Right. So.
I'm just trying to think.
No, it's all right. I'm just up here on my high horse as if I know everything. Right. Only because I have the answer. Right. Capelthave. Here you go.
Is this children's book have fantasy element in it?
No. Well,
So,
arguably, but no. Factually, no.
Is it pre-World War?
Which one? Yes, it is pre-World War.
Is it The Christmas Carol?
No.
So it has fantasy. Does it have talking animals?
Yes.
So, okay, talking animals. That's good. Is it Narnia?
No.
That's more fantasy. I forgot the guy who wrote Christmas Carol for some reason. The most famous author of all. Who is it? Is it the guy who wrote Christmas Carol?
No.
The author? No. Good, thank you. Is the author a lady?
Yes.
Oh. A lady children's book. Is the protagonist in the book female?
No. I don't think so.
A male?
Right, hang on. Let me double check.
I get extra time. Even though I'm not going to get it.
No, the answer was no. Right, so that
is
is...
the main character male?
Yes, but that is time. Time is over.
Damn it!
Right, that is... I think everyone has had a go at that one, so I will put that one out to the internet if I remember.
Hey, hang on. Can we not guess?
Would you think you know?
Maybe.
Go on then.
Winnie the Pooh?
No.
That's
When
Disney.
did the Willows?
No.
Is it anything like Beatrix Potter?
No. Hang on, these are just more questions. Right, I'm going to put it to the internet.
Is it Charlotte's Web?
It's not Winnie the Pooh. Do you want to just ask if it's Winnie the Pooh? It's not. No, it's not. It's not. Guys, okay. Look, I want to challenge one of these now. Who would like to challenge me with something?
I will.
Or you all can, and that way, if you don't get it, then we'll just basically have another round. But this way, I get to start off the challenges. Marty, what would you like to challenge me with? What am I trying to work out?
A movie.
Okay. Okay, and here I go. Is it science fiction?
Yes.
Is it from the 20th century?
Yes.
Is it from the 1980s onwards?
No.
Is it 1970s?
Yes.
1970s. Does it involve any apes talking?
No.
Right. Is it set in the future?
Yes.
Set in the future, 1970s. Is it 2001: A Space Odyssey?
No.
Oh, damn. Right. Does it include time travel?
No.
Does it include robots?
Yes.
Is it Westworld?
No.
Is it Future World?
No.
Is it part of that series?
No.
Is it? It's not Star Wars. Is it Star Wars?
No.
Okay, 1970s. 5 seconds left. 1970s. Is there a famous actor in it?
Yes.
That is time. I'm out of time. That is out of time. Handing over to Cap. Marty, take it away.
Is it Star Trek?
No.
70s. Damn it, why am I not born in that year? Is the movie primarily takes place in space?
No.
Is it steampunk style? The future world
No.
that they inhabit?
No.
Is it Waterworld?
No.
Is the main character in this male?
Yes.
Does he have any supernatural powers?
No.
Is he a chosen one of some sort?
No.
Is it Dune, an old movie?
No.
Is it adapted from a book?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, that is time though. Jimmy Mack, over to you. Go.
Is it Mad Max?
No, it's not.
Is it part of a series?
No.
Oh. Let's see. Has it been remade?
Yes. It is, and it is. It was not remade as a movie, and it is based on a book. So, but it has been remade, but not as a movie.
Oh. Is it horror?
No.
Is it?
Did you? I'm sorry, you cut out.
Is it fantasy?
No.
Sci-fi?
It's sci-fi. Yeah.
Okay, that is time. That is time. Look, Westworld was remade as a TV series.
Yes.
But he said no to Westworld.
I know he did. Right, okay. Dave, it is down to you then. Go.
Oh, fantastic. Is it Lost in Space?
No.
Oof. Such a good guess.
No, it's not that, because that's 90s. Crikey. I've literally forgotten what other people have said.
It's sci-fi, adapted from a book.
Robots.
Robots. It's not the Time Machine, is it?
No.
No. Because there's no time travel. Movies on... Hang on. Oh. No, I've got nothing. I don't have anything. This is... I don't have anything here. Did you have eggs for breakfast?
No.
And that is time. That is time. So, Marty...
Is it Robocop?
No, it can't be.
No.
Marty,
okay.
it's up to you. Do you want to reveal it, or do you want to keep this secret basically forever?
Let me give you a one-word clue.
Okay.
West.
Sandman.
Sandman.
Yes.
Sandman.
Maybe you guys aren't familiar with this movie.
Is it The Mummy, the old one?
No.
Not a clue. That doesn't help me. Like Sandman.
Is it the song Mr. Sandman?
Bum 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 bum.
It's the Sandman.
Okay. The lead actor is Michael York.
Who?
Michael York. What was Michael York in?
Cabaret?
Is it Manimal?
No.
What's Manimal?
Animal.
Manimal.
That would have been awesome.
Who is Michael York? Is it The Prisoner or
No.
who is Michael York?
Okay. I'll tell you what
No,
it is.
don't. As soon as I see who Michael
Text
York
me,
is,
Marty,
I'll
text
know.
me. I don't have the patience.
Now you know how it is.
Right, Michael York.
Position in Austin Powers.
Yes. That's Michael York.
And he's also in Spaceballs. He's in Cabaret.
Yeah. No.
Is it Spaceballs?
Yeah, Michael York was in Manimal.
Was he?
Yeah.
He was in the island of Dr. Moreau.
Was he?
Having a stroke.
Oh yeah, he might have been. Maybe I'm wrong then. Who was in Manimal?
Shoot, what was his name? I
Say
can't
it,
think
Dave.
of
Say it. It's on your tongue.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I know what it is. I think I
Oh
know
yeah,
what
Simon.
it is.
Yeah, go on. What is the movie?
Was it Simon?
Marty,
What?
is it Logan's Run?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I will give the
What
point
even
to
is
Dave
that?
there.
What even is that?
I know the name. I don't know it. Right. Let's do some more. So everyone gets to. I've challenged everyone. Now everyone can challenge me. But then you get.
Oh, you should see Logan's Run. It's 70s sci-fi. It's kind of.
Well, of course it is. Okay, Cap. What would you like to challenge me with? See if I can get any of these damn points. Sorry.
A TV show.
Oh,
A TV
God.
show.
Okay, I'm definitely not going to get it. Right, and here I go. Is it animated?
Yes.
I'm out. Right, okay. Is it made by Disney? Is it made by Disney?
No.
Is it like an action-y kind of series?
Yes.
Is it Biker Mice from Mars?
Wow, no.
Is it Ben 10?
No.
Was it made in the 1990s?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Was it, is it like, are the characters big and strong?
Dave knows me so well. But, no, not this one.
So, is it of a similar ilk to, Thundercats and Biker Mice from Mars?
No.
Is it based on a movie?
No.
Oh, man.
At that time, no.
Is it Dexter's Laboratory?
No.
Is it Johnny Bravo?
No.
Is it the Powerpuff Girls?
No.
I'm out. Right, Jimmy Mack, over to you. Go.
Is it WB?
No. Technically, no.
Technically, no.
Yeah.
Is this car Wacko Yakko or Dot?
No, not that. But I wish I had those actually.
Is it Disney?
No.
Was it a popular after-school cartoon?
I didn't live in that era period, so I'm not sure, but I'm hoping it is.
Would you say it was more Saturday morning?
Yeah, I think that was, yeah, probably. Probably, I don't know. I don't know which time it had. I
know. Did it have action figures?
I don't think so.
Not in Sri Lanka, anyway.
Did it have
There could be. It's very popular.
Wow.
Did it have breakfast cereal?
Could be. In some other countries.
Yeah, that's the trick. Oh, hang on, you've had way too long. Right, okay, so yeah, like I suddenly when you said about like, is it a Saturday morning thing? I was suddenly like, maybe Saturday morning because like you guys didn't know how to spell chili. Maybe in different countries, a Saturday morning cartoon, it'd be like, Capital Dave might have been like, no, it was a Thursday afternoon cartoon. That's when we watched them.
For me, I saw this show on 6 p.m. It's an evening cartoon. On
Wow.
TV.
Okay. Hang on, Cap. Don't give it away, because Dave, it's over to you.
Did this feature superheroes?
No.
No superheroes. Did it feature monsters?
One time, I guess, but I would advise you not to go down that road.
I'm not. I'm trying to narrow it down. Crikey, I can't cartoons at that point. What was even on? I was outside all the time, so I don't know. Was it ever featured on Cartoon Network?
I'm not sure, because I watched it in the local channel, so I'm not sure. And probably not Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network is not PG.
Alright. Was it ever on Boomerang? So like,
I haven't even heard that channel.
Is it a Hanna-Barbera show?
No, it's not.
That is time. That is time.
Okay.
Marty, it ends with you. Go.
Wow. Are there talking animals in it?
No.
So it's just about animated humans.
Yes, but there's animals in the show. Not talking ones.
Is it Captain Planet?
No. Hell no.
Is it... okay, did they solve mysteries?
Yes, sort of, yes. Mainly like that, yeah.
Is it Scooby-Doo?
No.
Is it the Jackie Chan and the Chan Chan gang?
No,
Is it Mike Tyson Mysteries?
That's new, no.
Mike Tyson Mystery.
Wow, this has got me stumped.
That is time. But Mike Tyson Mysteries is the show we didn't know what we wanted, but we have to get at some point. Mike Tyson Mysteries. He just punches his way through walls and things.
I'm oddly interested in seeing that, actually.
Okay, Jimmy Mack, I don't think you've guessed this yet, or have you?
I believe I have guessed this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So, Cap,
please.
are you going to reveal? What would you like to do?
It's The Adventures of Tintin, 1991.
Wow. Okay, how about that? Okay,
Never-
Dave.
Never knew that was a cartoon.
Yeah. Dave, would you like to challenge me with something?
I'll challenge you.
What are you going to challenge me with?
I'm going to challenge you with a book.
Ugh. Okay.
Oh my god, I should have done that!
I don't know if you'll get this.
Okay, I'm not going to get it. Okay, and here I go. Is it based on a TV show?
No.
I'm out. Right, okay. Is it based on a movie?
No.
Have they made a movie of it?
Yes.
Was the movie released in the 1990s?
No.
Was the movie released before the 1990s?
No.
Was the movie released since the year 2000?
Yes.
Since 2010?
Yes.
Is it a superhero film?
No.
Was the film that it's based on, I'm only going to say film from this point forward, released since 2020?
Sorry, what was that?
Since 2020? Was the film since 2020?
No.
Oh, God. So 2010 to 2020. Is it science fiction?
No.
Is it autobiography?
It's not.
Okay. Is there a romance involved?
Yes.
Is it Mike Tyson Mysteries? And that is time. That is time. Right. Okay. Capithave, over to you. Go.
Is it fantasy?
Yes.
Oh no.
Is it high fantasy? Like, the world they inhabit is like full of magical stuff?
Technically, no.
Is it a famous fantasy book?
Yes, I would say yes.
Did the movie do well?
I'm going to say for that, I don't know.
I think I know what it
Did
is.
you like the movie?
Pardon?
Did you like the movie?
Yes.
Did Disney did the movie?
No.
Did Warner Brothers?
not. Pardon?
Did Warner Brothers?
No.
Universal?
Nope.
Fuck. Is there any series based on this one?
Yes.
And that is time. Okay, Jimmy Mack. I think you're going to get it. Here you go.
Does it involve Batman?
No.
Does it involve any of the Owls of Ga'Hoole?
No.
Oh man. I don't know why David said he thought I was going to get it.
Psych you out, man. Psych you out.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Does it involve time travel?
No.
It's fantasy, right?
Okay. Is it? Would you consider it a children's book?
Definitely not.
Oh.
If it's The Witcher, I'm gonna kill myself.
Is it porn?
It's not porn.
Is there porn about it?
Probably.
Does it involve The Witcher?
No.
Yeah.
That is time. That is time. Marty, are you here? Okay, Marty.
I am, but I had to take a call about my wife's medical stuff, so I
Okay.
missed a lot of that.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a fantasy show. There's a movie that's after 2020, I guess.
After between 2010 and 2020, there was a movie based on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fantasy.
It's a book.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. It's a fantasy book.
and it's about a dog. No, I'm joking. Right. Okay, and here you it might be about a dog. We didn't establish. Go.
Did we establish when the book was from? Is it from before World War One, or I mean World War
We
Two?
didn't establish that.
No.
So it's after 1945.
Yes.
Is it from the 50s,
No.
60s,
No.
70s,
No.
80s?
Yes.
Is it a children's book?
No.
But
Definitely
it's
not.
it's fantasy.
Yes.
Popular book?
Where it's from? Yes.
Well, that helps me not a bit. Where it's from. My ass.
Sri Lanka. It's from Sri Lanka, Cap. You'll get it.
Is it, so is it European?
No.
Is it American?
No.
British?
No.
And that is time. Right. Well, we failed. Dave, how do you want to handle this?
Do you want a clue?
Yeah, let's do
Give
it.
us a clue.
It's a manga.
What?
Is it Dragon Balls?
It's not
Dragon Balls.
I'm going to kill him afterwards for saying that.
What did you say? It's a manga. It's manga.
It's a manga. It's a manga.
I'm not
Is
gonna
it
get that.
Alicia the Battle Angel?
No.
Movie.
Was it a terrible movie?
No.
Is it like Ghost in the Shell or something?
No.
Is it okay? Was there whitewashing involved?
Almost certain.
Yeah, but it's... Oh, what, for the film?
Well, yeah, not for the comic.
Oh, no, not for the film.
Wait, was this a comic?
It's a manga.
Oh, for God's sake, that's not even a book, it's a comic.
It is a book.
Oh my God, I was trying to guess something. It's the wrong thing.
It is a book. What are you talking about?
Right. It's a book where it's almost entirely pictures, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sakes, that's like saying I've got the Argos catalogue.
It was never specified that I had to use one with words.
What is your book? Well, it's the menu from Denny's. Right. Right, okay. Anyone got any ideas what he's come up with here?
It's
I'm
a
not good
manga.
at manga, so-
Was the film animated?
Pardon?
Was the film animated?
Yes.
So the whole thing is just a
the movie
cartoon.
Is it a movie done by Americans or the Japanese?
It is done by the Japanese.
So it's an anime movie.
Does it involve any moving castles?
No.
Yeah.
Is it Studio Ghibli?
Yeah.
Is it Ponyo? Is it Studio Ghibli?
Studio Ghibli?
Yeah.
Or the film?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it probably isn't then. Right, I don't think we're going to get it. Dave, do you want to tell us?
Is it Berserk?
What
Is
is
it
it?
Berserk?
What?
Is it Berserk?
It is Berserk.
Way! Oh, wow, I have never heard of this. Right, Cap, I'm going to give you the point there. Now then, Jimmy Mac, we're going to run out of time here, and so...
I'm going to give you the easiest one in the
Oh, no,
world.
don't! Don't just say Red Dwarf, Jimmy Mac, it's not fair.
No, it's not going to be, but it's
Sliders.
Second. Yes, sliders.
No, do a proper one. We're not that close to running out of time. You can't tell me it's the easiest one before we begin. Right, so...
Okay, new one.
Okay. Ready? Well, what is it? A TV show, movie?
It's a TV show.
Okay, and is it Sliders: The Next Generation?
It is no, it's
No.
not.
Okay, is it Star Trek related?
No.
Is it set in space?
No. There's some, but generally no.
Is it science fiction?
No.
But it's set in space sometimes. Right, okay. Is it a police-based series?
No.
Is it animated?
Yes.
Is it The Simpsons?
No.
Is it Family Guy?
No.
Is it an adult cartoon?
I'm gonna say no.
Ugh. Is it aimed at kids?
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna say yes.
Aimed at kids. Is it by Disney?
No.
Is it by Warner Brothers?
No.
Is it like bulky guys like in He-Man and Caplethev in Thundercats?
There are bulky guys.
Is it Biker Mice from Mars?
No.
I don't know, and that is time. That is time. Right, handing over to Marty. Go.
Oh God. I don't know what to ask. So it's it has bulky guys. Hey.
Bulky
Well.
guys, apparently.
So it's not Ninja Turtles of any sort.
No.
Is it superheroes?
Yes.
And did we ever establish when it was from? Is it from the 90s?
Yes.
Shoot. Is it Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy?
No.
Is it, no, it's not Disney, and it's
That is time. That is time. Okay. Handing over.
Disney may own them now.
Handing over to Dave. Go.
Is it Marvel related?
Yes.
Is it a team?
Yes.
Is it the X-Men animated series?
Yes, it is.
Hey! And with that, oh my god.
Yes, that.
Oh my goodness, guys. What I can say is that is the last. That is the end of the time we've got, and with that point, Dave has won. So well done, Dave. You have won.
My goodness.
Wow. As much as I tried to stifle any points that he would have got earlier in the show.
I knew it. I knew you would
Of course
do that.
I wasn't. Of course I wasn't. But Dave, you are this week's Geek of the Week.
I thought because of Jimmy Mac, I thought it was going to be the tech. A show like this, a superhero show, I thought it was definitely going to be the tech. Didn't realize it was going to be Marvel, then I thought, oh.
Wow. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap things up. In a few minutes, we'll have the Extreme Improv Extreme show. But for now, let's find out where we can find everyone on social media, starting with Marty.
You can find me on Instagram at What Would Jesus Glue. You can find me on the next show. You can find me beating the hell out of David for mocking me just then.
No, I was just because I was trying to support what you were saying. So, what would Jesus glue? I just knew the answer.
I thought you were going.
No, because you can find me on what would Jesus glue? I was just supporting you.
I finally got around to watching Primal. I haven't finished it, but it's really second season of Primal, really good. I'm going to recommend if you like Primal and that sort of animation, go back and check out Samurai Jack. And go back even further and check out a movie called Wizards or another movie called Fire and Ice. You might enjoy those.
Ooh, I think that.
Wow, I didn't even know Primal was animated. Cap, what would you recommend and where can people find you?
Well, I would recommend currently House of the Dragons because it's really good, and I don't want to admit this, but it's even better than the Witcher series. Yeah, it's even better than the Witcher series.
Who are you?
You heard it here first.
With a real capital Dave.
Yeah.
James Meakin.
It's James Meakin, I knew it. Right. Fantastic.
Yeah, you can find me on Swap Leads where I sing my dance, I throw myself in the bucket, and I work with puppets. And I've done some MMA slash cartoony stuff, shorts, go check them out.
You've done some MMA?
Yeah, cartoons and MMA.
Wow. Okay. Now, where can we find you, Commander Jimmy Mac?
Nothing to promote today, so here's my impression of Marty. Thinking about that. Yeah, today is the best day of my life because today I heard a Frenchman unironically say crikey like 5 times. That's hilarious.
Is it Dave? Is it Dave?
Yeah, crikey. I was like, I've never heard anyone outside of a play or a TV show say crikey.
What? I've said crikey.
I didn't hear you as much.
Wow. Okay, so on that note, my name is David Postansky. You'll find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Postansky, spelled Pustansky. You could also go to the website extreme.tv, where you'll be able to find merch such as the Extreme Improv Ultimate Guide to Creating Virtual Theatre, Big Book of Improv Games, or cool Geek Battle merch such as this mug. I don't ever actually drink tea from it. I just use it as a cup holder so that I don't spill my drinks like I did last week, which postponed the debut of Waffle Iron. But Dave, where can the people find you?
So you can find me writing hateful comments under the alias of James Meakin on the Extreme Improv channel. I'm joking. I haven't got really anything to promote at the moment, but you can catch me on Extreme Improv. Check out my puppet friend Mercy Blueberry at his Instagram. He'll be appearing on Extreme Improv again soon. And yeah, I'll be on the next show on Extreme Improv, and I am once again Geek of the Week. So, ha 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 ha.
Okay, well, on that note, from me, from everyone else, stay safe, always stay extreme.